Lead it in. So yeah, we warned you guys. This is
Lead it in.
This is spoiler talk. So welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the channel. We are live. We're gonna give our spoiler review. Me and Giovanni of the Fast X movie. I just saw it today.
Yeah.
Actually, you went and saw it last week at a press screening.
Yeah.
So overall, you was giving your thoughts on it.
I'm so glad I saw it for free because I would not pay to watch it again.
You would not pay to watch it?
No.
I technically paid. I mean, I'm an AMC A-lister, so my membership.
Yeah. There's a reason why I watched it for free. I could have just paid for it, right? Because I'm a big Fast and Furious fan. Mm-hmm. My friend Danny, he goes, "Movie sucked. You should just go watch it for free." And I'm like, okay. And he was right. Because I just think this movie is too convoluted. It's full with plot holes and a lot of nothing makes sense. And the Dom and his crew are now superheroes. They can never get hurt. They can never die. If you die, you can come back alive like Han. And now this is spoilers, right?
Yeah,
so,
the ridiculousness of the let's lead into it. Like when the movie starts off, this whole thing about there's a threat from the past.
Yeah,
I never mind when I like it when sometimes when movies retcon and it's like, oh, you didn't know that this supervillain was always there in the shadows, or maybe he wasn't the main threat back then.
But it turned him into
turned him into a main threat. Well, he's the son of the main villain from Fast 5.
Yeah.
And the whole movie, Jason Momoa, who is that son of the Fast 5 villain, was just focused on Dom. The whole time I'm watching this movie, I'm like, but dude, The Rock is who shot your dad. Why are you only focusing on... Oh, because The Rock didn't want to do the damn movie. That's why, because he said, "Fuck you, I'm not coming."
Yeah.
So it's like he's only focused on Dom. Like the whole movie. And then they revealed, before the movie even came out, Universal decided to reveal that The Rock is in an end credit scene.
Yeah, and it spoiled it before I even saw it. And I saw it on an early screening before anyone else even saw the movie. A week before, they're like, "Oh yeah, The Rock is in it." And And I remember,
but you know why they're right. If it's tracking low numbers and it's not tracking as well as any of the other movies, that's a last minute desperation move to try to boost sales.
Yeah.
So
all I was really doing, I was just Googling the movie to see how long it was, and I'm like, all right, it's 2.5 hours. Shit.
The Rock
is in it, and it's spoiled it for me.
Yeah.
So in the end credit scene, I'm like, oh, I know what this is.
Yeah, you can see it coming a mile away.
Spoil it for me. Shit. And then
it would have been nice to be surprised on that, because now the question is, do you think was that a work that him and Vin Diesel were doing, or did you think that beef was legit, that they were really
No, the beef was legit. I think it's because like The Rock wanted to get paid more, I think, and they just weren't having it.
He was on as a producer as well.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel is the main producer now.
Yeah,
but they say that Rock ego. Now, hey, I'm franchised forever.
They both got
brought
their own
me
egos. They're two big guys.
You brought me in to save this franchise, in which it's arguable that maybe he kind of did, because it was going in one direction, and now it's just it's in a whole different ballpark now. Literally, right? Ever since Part 9.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked a little bit about. Wait, you gonna bite?
Your cat.
Which cat? Which
I
cat?
don't know. Now it's gone away.
Was that the orange one?
I think it was the black cat.
She bit you?
Yeah, I think she put her claws on my leg. That one right there. That cat.
Oh, okay. My bad. Well, I can. Nothing I can
do
about it now.
Oh yeah,
don't.
No review for you.
What did you say about Vin Diesel? Yeah. She's a fan. But we talked a little bit about this when we were talking non-spoilers. The whole thing where Dom Toretto is Superman now. And the reason why I said that is not because of the fact that no matter what fight he's in, he's going to win. It's not just that. It's that I knew they were going to do that. But just like Superman, he also wants to make sure no one else dies. That was the whole theme of Fast X. No one dies. Like Dom is driving down in Rome and the rolling ball, and before I get sidetracked, was he able to control that rolling ball, or was it just rolling on its own inertia and gravity? Because that was a long fucking. I know that there was a hill.
There was some inclines,
but that thing should have slowed down and stopped
Yeah.
Way before long ago.
At some
you
point,
cannot tell me that thing made it all the way down to the Vatican
it
like
was
that.
going faster than a car. I'm like, what?
And they slowed it, and it ran through a whole bunch of things where the thing should have been stopped.
Yeah.
It went for 20 minutes on pure gravity and will, as if it was falling off of a building.
No dents at all.
At all, nothing.
It
Everything. It was still crashing through buildings, crashing through cars, and it wasn't slowing down. It was like, no, there's no way in the world this is. So I thought at one part that it was on a remote that he was controlling. That would have made sense for me.
No, he was only.
Cypher would have had it on a remote. He was only controlling the detonator.
That's it.
That was it. He was just waiting for the bomb to get to the Vatican to blow things up. So while Vin Diesel was going to chase this bomb down, this bomb is causing all. This thing is a 10-ton bomb that's a perfect sphere. It's rolling down to the Vatican to blow the Vatican up. I loved it when Jason Momoa was in this scene. So, but before I get into that, the whole thing about him being the son of the villain from Part 5 and wanting revenge for his dad's death. During that scene, you got introduced on how crazy he was when he was like just kind of talking to himself, but he was really talking to his henchmen. What do you think we should blow up next? Oh, did you just say the Vatican? Oh, okay, but you're going to hell. I was like, oh shit, Jason's crazy.
Yeah, he's insane.
And
then you saw it later when he's talking to two dead guys.
Yeah, you see that. Yeah, you see that later. But the reason why I said that Vin Diesel is Superman now is like not because he's going to win every fight, but because he can keep everybody alive. This bomb is blowing up. At one part, rolled over a gas pump or a gas station, something that he knew was going to blow up. Once that sphere rolls over that thing, it's going to blow up. And when it blows up, it's going to hurt those people that's right next to it. So let me get my supercar and get it on two wheels and shield these pedestrians when the fire from the explosion comes to get them. Superman not only will win every fight, but he will guarantee no one dies in his path to save the day.
I don't care if I die. I just want to save
the people. Yeah,
the people. I just want to save my family.
The whole world is Metropolis in this damn movie. But that was one of the things that was taking me out early. Like, I was like, oh God. Like, that was the cars in space for me. The whole no one dies thing. That for Fast 9, the thing that killed me for Fast 9 was cars in space. What was killing me for Fast X is no casualties.
No.
Except
for one.
To be fair, people did die. A lot of people died. Even in that Rome explosion, they said there were casualties.
Yeah.
At first, I thought the news said that. Luckily, there were. At first, then they later said no, there were casualties.
But also John Cena.
I saw that coming a mile away. Because when I told myself, John Cena is, I felt like it was in poor taste in a way.
Yeah.
Because it was like, you're kind of feeling now that The Rock isn't in this anymore, you got John Cena to fill the Brian void, and then you take out the guy who's filling the Brian void in a way that the actor really died. Now maybe I'm reading too much into it, but him dying the way he died, if he's filling the Brian void, kind of felt like, oh, that sucked.
And he was also like the best part of the movie.
I won't say I'm gonna give that to Jason Momoa.
No, I'm talking about like not
on the good guy side.
The good guy side, I think he's the best part of the movie.
In the beginning, when the movie got started off, after Jason Momoa introduced himself to Cypher, what'd you think about that?
I think it was very well done. I think that is one of the better action scenes in the whole movie.
You know what that scene remind me of? Because Cypher, like being the badass that she is, she can see you coming a mile away. She has everybody under her thumb. Jason Momoa found a way to turn her guys against her, just like that.
Yeah.
Like taking everybody out who had family and just threatening them.
They're like, I will murder all of your family if you don't work for me.
Jason Momoa was getting free labor from all those henchmen because he had their families. And that was the thing. That's the thing I liked about his character. He was the anti-family guy because all he had was his dad, and his dad has been dead.
Yeah, so he doesn't care about anyone else.
While Vin Diesel is all about building up family, and I'm all about family, like Jason Momoa spent the last 10 years tearing all that down mentally and all that, emotionally, all that.
That's
Fuck
why
family.
He's so insane.
Yeah, that's what
Because
made
he
him.
doesn't
That's what
care
made him
about
so
family.
great. And how did he get all that free labor from Cypher? Threatening her henchman's families.
And then even his own guys, he's like, they're expendable.
They're all expendable. Fuck them.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
But now you're turning Cypher from one of their greatest threats into now an anti-hero to an ally.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I
feel
like her as a villain, so
yeah, and
you better Jason Momoa, you better step because I like the Cypher villain. So
yeah,
but I feel like it was a good compromise, a good swap.
yeah.
Like if I'm gonna turn Cypher into a new member of the family, you better give me somebody badass, and I feel like Jason Momoa did that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And I think it was a great way to introduce himself in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go into the prison yard, you take out the biggest guy in the yard.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah,
he took out the top
dog.
villain. He took out the top franchise villain.
Yeah. And
Instantly.
Yeah, just like that. And then you realize, well, if he can take down Cypher, he can take down anybody.
Yeah. That's what he instantly became. I felt like he was one of the if I'm not gonna do a ranking now, maybe we'll do a Fast and Furious villains ranking in a little bit. But he's up there. Maybe he's not number one, but he's in the top 3.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa is in the top 3 now.
Because you have a lot of these characters who are now allies who used to be villains.
Yeah.
Because you have Hobbs, you got John Cena, you got Jason Statham, you got
maybe to me The Rock was the best villain. Even though he didn't stay a villain.
In that same movie.
In that same movie, but he was still the threat.
Yeah.
He wasn't the real threat, but he was the main antagonist.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put if it's Statham, Rock, that's the conversation for me.
Luke Evans in Fury 6.
Yeah.
You
you mean the other Shaw? The other Shaw brother?
The other Shaw.
I didn't like him at first he was for me, he was one of the worst villains for me. Until Fast 9. Then I was like, the villain from Fast 9 made the first Shaw brother look like a god. That's how much I hated that dude in Part 9. Like really? You're controlling Cypher? And I'm glad that by the end of it, they were like, "No, Cypher was playing you the
Even
whole time."
Even the villain from Too Fast, Too Furious
was better than the villain from 9.
Yeah,
he was not threatening at all. I hated that dude. But they made Cypher, as much as they didn't use her at all in 9, they made sure to make up for that in 10. She had some action scenes. Like she was just as badass as she was in Part.
Yeah.
And
even
8.
though she was outnumbered, she knew how to get out.
Yeah.
And she knew how.
Oh, you thought? What did she say?
Yeah.
Oh, you thought I trusted you guys?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've been deactivated your guns. I was like, you can't fuck with
like
Cypher.
that's badass.
Yeah, she was badass.
Yeah. Like there's really good scenes in that, and the fact that like these characters are still these badass characters that you all know and love, and it really showed like Jason Momoa, he's gonna come in here and he's gonna make his move, and he's gonna show, hey, I'm in this film, and I'm not like your typical villain that you always see.
Yeah,
and
I'm eccentric. I'm not afraid to be out in the public. The fact that he was not just kind of hiding in his cave, waiting for the hero to finally make his way across the world to the villain and break the door down again. No, he was out there in the streets. He's not one of those villains that like I'll just throw some money at it and send all the henchmen off to die. He did that too, but he was in those streets with
he was
solo
there planning everything, and I mean, especially towards the end, we can talk about it, right?
So
I checked out like halfway in the movie because I'm like, dude, Vin Diesel, he literally flipped a car with one arm.
Well, with one hand. Well, if a pregnant mom can do it when their baby's in danger, Vin Diesel can do it too. And I'm sure that's what Vin Diesel saw. He saw that article from years ago about hearing about a mom lifting a car off of their kid after a car accident using the pure adrenaline. Mom strength kicked in, and Vin Diesel was probably like, "She's not gonna outdo me." He didn't lift the car.
Family.
Family. He didn't lift the fucking car. No, go ahead. What would you want to say?
Well, towards the end, I was so like checked out because like there's just so many ridiculous shit that's going on, And then we see the Hoover Dam, and Dom and his son, they drive all the way over there, and then we realize, oh shit, there's 2 18-wheeler trucks. I'm like, wait, is Optimus Prime here? Like, I thought
you thought the thing was gonna transform?
Yeah, because I'm like, shit, you might as well be a fucking Transformer at this point.
Dude, if a Transformer would have, I heard that joke too. If a Transformer would have made his way through, that would have been hilarious. But let's try to lead into it. Can you pull up the cast? Because I I will forget names and things like that.
The cast is.
But leading into
stacked.
The whole thing from Fast 9 they didn't go into the Justice for Han thing in 9 like people thought they would, but they decided to do a little bit into it with Fast X.
Because Han did get justice. He came back in Fast 9.
Yeah, but Justice for Han would meant Han takes out Shaw for attempting to kill him.
Yeah.
That's what Justice for Han meant. But or at least have a face off, because it's like, dude, Shaw was one of your villains. I know you guys are notorious, and they joked about this. Jason Momoa joked about this. Like, dude, you're not in a situation where a fucking barbecue is gonna turn your villains into another member of your damn family. Like, I love the way they joked about that. They kind of broke the fourth wall on that. But Shaw came from being one of the biggest villains, the guy who killed Han, a guy that they worked with and loved for years, to joining the family after one movie. It was. Because you almost killed my brother. I killed Han, but now we're like, there was no justice for. It was almost like y'all gave up on Han, like he was instantly replaced. So It was like, okay, so if you're bringing Han back, Han and Jason Statham have to have a chat.
Yeah.
And we kind of got that.
Yeah.
But in a way we didn't, because Han wasn't really going there to fight. He was going over there to recruit him. But Jason Statham, I liked at least that Jason Statham was like,
no.
It's like, there's only one reason why a dead man would be knocking on my door, revenge. So let's fight. And Han was the whole time, Han was trying not to fight. I know that's technically in the Han character. If he doesn't have to fight, he won't.
Yeah, he's chill.
But this is the dude who tried to blow you up, dude.
I know.
Like, get some licks in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's what I feel.
I feel like they did get a little bit of that, but the plot has to go forward. The army guys are coming in. You gotta.
If Dom says you're family, now you're family.
Yeah, you're invited to the dinner. You're invited to the cookout.
Here's another thing that threw me off on Fast X. Here's another Fast 9 kind of ish thing that I could not stand. This is my another car in space moment. The fact that they did that thing that people hate about Star Wars, about how everything is always coming back to the same characters. Everything is always about the Skywalkers. Everything the same 3 characters in this big ass universe. Everything's always happening in Tatooine. I kept feeling that throughout this whole movie. This movie's family, not only are people not dying because Dom will not let anyone die in scenarios that everybody should be dying left and right, but the family was getting bigger and bigger every 15 minutes. Dom, the mother of his child, lost her a couple movies ago. Let's bring her sister in. I love the actress that they got. Is that Ratcatcher? That Rat?
Yeah.
Catcher from yeah. That's Rat. I love her.
And she was also in Guardians 3.
Yeah, I love her, by the way. But yeah, I lost my baby mama. Let's bring in her sister.
Yeah.
We lost Mr. Nobody. Let's bring in his daughter.
Yeah.
No, people die or go missing. Doesn't matter. This family keeps growing.
Yeah.
How is this? I killed this guy in part 5. Here's his son.
And then you even got like older actors. They got Helen Mirren, and then you got.
Well, she was in the previous movie.
And then you got the La Abuela. I don't know what her name is in the movie. She's like a grandmother. She was in the cookout in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
So they're expanding.
The family is constantly growing.
Everybody.
Not only are people not dying, we're finding new family members.
Yeah.
We were gonna get, besides Hobbs and Shaw. After Hobbs and Shaw, I thought we were gonna keep spinning off into more, because it seems like the Shaw family, like the Toretto family, is like the Shaw family is the Torettos of England. So I'm thinking, I thought the franchise was gonna split into that. Anyway, but it didn't. I'm going off on a tangent. Now,
I have a complaint about that too.
What's that?
There are too many characters in this movie. It was hard for the film to focus on one thing before it jumped to the next. Like, there's a scene with
It was very schizophrenic.
with Letty and Cypher. They're fighting, and then they get knocked off, and then they fall on some glass. And then I'm like, all right, they're gonna get back up again, right? Nope. Next scene, and I'm like, what happened? And then the next scene,
they hashed it out during the cut. They solved their issue after that.
Yeah, and I'm just like, too many cuts. These characters are all over the world. I'm like, can you put them together? There's too many things going on.
That was Momoa's plan, was to divide and conquer. That was get them all scattered apart so he could systematically, because if they're all, but that goes back on what I was saying. Dominic Toretto can will you to stay alive. And Jason Momoa knew that. So the best way to kill his family off is by splitting them up. Yeah, because if Dom was anywhere near Letty in Antarctica or in Rome and all that, then everybody would live. We have people finally. I would not be surprised if by the next movie that John Cena is alive, because he was within a square mile of Dominic Toretto. Jason, that means John Cena is still alive for some weird reason, even though it makes sense that his sacrifice stays a sacrifice. But it kept getting more and more and more ridiculous how many people will not die. And I thought that one and only time that they were going to do that was with Han. I understood why they brought Han back, was because he was a fan favorite, and they decided to make the following movies, take place before his death and all that. But then they had to eventually get caught up to his death. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, oh no, Mr. No, I can explain that away. Mr. Nobody.
Yeah. He wasn't even in the car.
He wasn't even in the car. Yeah. That it was a magician. It was happening too much in this movie. Fake deaths were all over the place in this movie.
There's
nobody was dying.
No tension. Even towards the end, all the characters, or some of the characters, are in a plane, and then Jason Momoa shoots
Ludacris character. Ludacris Han. Was it Han there too? No. Yeah, because they were traveling to England to recruit.
Ramsey, I think she was.
Yeah. Too. They were in a plane trying to get back to Dom.
Yeah, and then Jason Momoa, he shoots down the plane. You don't see where it goes, but that's
because the plane crashed on the other side of a mountain. Yeah, they're alive. They definitely got into one of those cars and drove down the air onto the side of the mountain.
Off screen in these movies.
No, and the fact that one of the actors
so ridiculous
mentioned that. High Evolutionary mentioned that in an interview. You didn't see him die on screen. So because it's Marvel.
I thought he died, but I guess not.
But because you didn't see him die.
He's a better villain than Kang, I think.
I love the fact that in Fast 9, they called that out. It was like, am I invincible? Am I in a video game? Is this a simulation? Why am I going through all these impossible missions without a scratch? I was like, oh shit, he's breaking the fourth wall. That's funny. That's ingenious. I thought, okay, this is but not only did they embrace that, they embraced the fact that they embraced it, if that makes any sense. They called it out as a joke in Fast 9, and then they went full on with it.
Yeah.
I can crash, I can get blown out of the sky in a plane and walk out without a scratch. I can tell my 10-year-old son to jump out of a car into my car. 10-year-olds' bodies aren't action-packed, developed to do shit like this.
You can't even jump that far.
Remember what I taught you, son. You've been preparing for this. You thought I was teaching. He missed Dominic Toretto because he was within a square mile of Dominic Toretto. Dominic Toretto would turn into Mr. Miyagi in that moment. You thought I was teaching you to paint a fucking fence? I was teaching you to block and crane kick and all kinds of shit.
And drift.
All those drifting exercises was me teaching you how to jump from one car
to another.
Because we've practiced that scenario 1,000 times at home.
And then people even survive gunshot wounds in this movie.
Like the way Tyrese,
Brie Larson wasn't that gun in that helicopter? Wasn't that a sniper? Or
Yeah.
was it an assault rifle?
Yeah.
She got shot here.
In the
if it was a sniper rifle, that shit would have.
That should have blew up her whole body.
Her up. But no, it just one got shot. Oh, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
No, you should be fucking dying.
Let's talk about the Brie being Mr. Nobody's daughter was not necessary.
Nope.
But the character I could understand, because he's no longer with the organization anymore. He's gotten written out.
Retired.
He's retired, and he's in hiding right now.
Yeah.
His daughter could have been his successor, but he wasn't. They got what's that actor's
Mr.
name?
Nobody.
What the guy that's in charge of the organization?
Scotty Swid? Little Nobody. That's what they call him.
No. The other guy. Yeah, him.
Alan Richardson.
Alan Richardson. Dude, I love him, dude. I've been following him. I love him in Blue Mountain State. If you ever watched that TV show, he is funny as hell.
I have not seen that. But
He is funny as hell.
He's a cool guy.
First time I ever saw him was in Smallville. He was Aquaman.
Oh shit.
He was Aquaman. He was in Smallville. Dude, he's a geek. He's also in Titans on HBO Max. He was in the first 3 seasons of Titans. He's not unfamiliar with the superhero stuff. But when I saw him and the way he argued with Brie Larson about the whole, I understand that Dominic Toretto is used to be a criminal and he done some good stuff for our country and blah blah blah, and he's good at turning people who were once international villains into family. But I love that whole speech. Like he was being the most realistic. Dominic Toretto is now the most wanted man because Jason Momoa framed him for a crime for blowing up the Vatican. Yeah. Dominic Toretto is now public enemy number one. He's now and
his team.
There's no fucking barbecue in here good enough to make me change my mind. I don't care that he's able to turn FBI agents, Brian, back into criminals, to turn other agents, The Rock, into from agents into family.
He's like, I don't care if they work for the government.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm taking them down.
Yeah.
And I thought that was good for that character. Finally, we have a character that cannot be quote unquote corrupted and swayed by the dynamics of family. But no, by the middle of the movie, it was like, my bad, Dom. I'm going to join your family now. But he said it in a cool way. I'm not going to apologize to you. Now that I know you're telling the truth, I'm not going to apologize. I'm just going to give you a gun. And I'm going to help you.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a car.
And I'm going to give you a car.
Yeah.
But boy, did I love the switcheroo after that. You want to tell them what happened with was it Ames? Is his name? His name was Ames. Because he came from being, I will not join your fucking family. I'm taking you down to, I'm going to now join your family.
Yeah, because they're on the bridge, and what was it? Dom gets ambushed by Jason Momoa.
He thinks he has Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
But Jason Momoa has a way out because he has a sniper.
Yeah, of course. And then
the sniper shoots.
He shoots
Ames.
We don't know that I don't know if he was wearing a bulletproof vest.
I saw it. He got shot. He got shot with a bulletproof vest.
I thought he died. I'm like, shit.
I thought either he was out of commission, like Brie Larson was, like how she was shot in the shoulder.
Yeah.
But then in the end, when it looked like Dom was finally got, or about to get away, or about to be rescued by Ludacris and Tyrese.
Yeah.
It turns out the guy who was like,
oh shit.
The guy who was like, I'm not gonna join your family. I don't care how cool or good your barbecue is. He switched from, oh, okay, I am gonna join your family too. Ha ha ha. I was really working with Jason Momoa all along. Jason Momoa has been planning this shit for years. Not only did he study all of Dom's family, he even got one of his boys to infiltrate the secret government agency that at first was where his brother was thought he infiltrated. Yeah. Oh, you thought that John Cena infiltrated that organization? No, Jason Momoa really infiltrated some shit.
Yeah, and that was just like a huge twist. I'm like, I did not even see that coming.
I had to give it to Momoa for that.
Yeah,
I didn't. I love the fact that he in one movie, in 2 or 3 scenes,
you see,
I'm gonna hunt Dom. Now I'm gonna join Dom to, bitch, I was the real enemy all along, Dom.
Like, remember that scene in the beginning of the movie? That was me,
That was me.
That was me.
Oh, let's flash back to Fast 5 again.
Yeah.
Pan the camera to the left. There's Jason Momoa. Pan the camera further to the left. There's Richards. What's his name? Ames or whatever his name.
When they were stealing the vault. Right
Yeah,
there.
well, he was there. I was there since
The
day
whole
one.
time.
Keep panning.
Keep retconning this shit.
Dude, they were retconning this. This movie was already written and done with. And they were like, you know what? I can justify your character just by doing, like, making you a villain the whole time. I loved it. That I loved. I had to give it a. That's why I'm surprised that you didn't like it.
I didn't like how choppy it was and how it wasn't edited. It was just one thing after next. It was like the beginning of The Rise of Skywalker. It's just fast. And you don't get time for anything really before like the next scene comes in.
Yeah.
And even like the race, the drag race. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do a drag race.
I was so happy that they incorporated a real race into the. Let's talk about the race real quick. It was like he set up because they didn't show a race in part 9 for that I can remember.
No.
They fixed that. They got back to let's have a race, right? A bet. Let's put something on the line. What was it? What was the bet? He's like, well, if you win, I'll turn my. Well, they did kind of have a race in part 9, but it was a flashback of a race when Dom was young. So, but I don't count that shit.
Oh, another super chat.
Hold on, we're about to get to the chats in a minute. A second. Oh, we see you guys. Don't worry. We're about to highlight. But when they were in Rio, and it was almost like they were replaying what happened between Dom and The Rock when he thought he had Dom ambushed and cornered. Yeah, and he's like, "This is Brazil.
This is Brazil.
This is Brazil." And it was like that vibe again.
Yeah, he's like, you can't buy the streets, and then he gets all his friends to point their guns at them.
Yeah, it was a gun off again. He said, "All right, you know what? Instead of us killing each other, let's have a race. If you win, you get me. But if I win, he's like, but if you lose, don't." He said, "Just don't lose." I knew it was a setup when he didn't give any real stakes. He was like, "But if you lose, just don't lose. Just trust me, don't lose." So the whole time he's racing Dom, like the ongoing joke with Dom and Brian was, Dom always wins.
Yeah.
Dom always wins.
No matter what.
They even broke that rule. Dom lost. Jason Momoa beat Dom. Now he cheated like a mother.
Cheated, and I didn't like that shit at all.
There's okay, so it's Dom, Jason Momoa, the guy who was in charge of the racing organization, and then Dom's baby mama's little sister, who you didn't know that was who she was at first.
Until we reveal it later.
So it's 4 people in this race. Jason Momoa puts bombs on the other 2 cars, and because he was really teaching Dom a lesson. I'm going to put you in a situation where you're going to have to choose between one of your family members or the other. That's what that whole race was about. This is what I'm going to do to you later in the movie. You're going to have to choose who lives and who dies. So he said, pick who's going to, in the middle of the race, pick. Is that guy going to die or is the girl? And he picked the girl to live. And you didn't know why he picked her at first, but Jason Momoa always knew he was going to probably pick her. But he was going to blow her up anyway.
Yeah.
So Dom had to stop racing to save her life in that race, his baby mama's sister. And Jason Momoa crossed the finish line and was like, I won.
Laughing as he did it.
I won. I beat Dominic Toretto. You said you didn't like that. Why? Tell me why, and then I'll tell you why you're wrong.
I think that I would have just liked a regular street race. And, I would have liked just a regular street race and then maybe a trick at the end of it, because that's what this franchise was built on from the beginning, was just street racing, right? I'm like, I would have liked for them to put a trick at the end of it.
No.
I understand why you liked it.
Why did I like? Come on, tell me why. Come on.
Because he had to choose who he had to save.
No, that's not the reason I loved it. Dominic Toretto said it in part 1 when Brian said, dude, I almost had you.
Almost had you.
It doesn't. The boy even said it in the middle of the beginning of the movie when we were playing video games. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning. The rule is, this is Dominic's rule. Winning is winning. It doesn't matter that I almost blew up your baby mama's little sister or that other dude that you had to, because Dominic Toretto is all about family. And Jason Momoa knew that. He knew that was his baby mama's sister. He knew. That's why he wanted her to race so bad. Dominic Toretto, we said in the beginning of this spoiler talk, Dom is Superman. He can't let anybody die. He couldn't save that guy, but he could save his baby mama's sister. He knew that he was going to stop the race to save her. And then he just crossed the... Doesn't matter. You chose to save her. You could have won the race, and you could have turned me in. You could have ended this right now. But you chose to save somebody. And I beat Dominic Toretto. He's going to call Brian on the phone and said, I beat him for real. No, he didn't let his foot off the gas. I won. Winning's winning. That's all. That's it. Lawyered. You just got lawyered.
All right. Let me...
He fucking won. And then he bragged about it to his son.
He did brag about it.
He looked at his son and face. You know I beat your dad in a race, right? That was, oh my God, that was petty. I love his pettiness. I love him. I love this. Maybe I'll give it a higher rating now. I'm trying to talk my way up to a B now. No, it's a. I said what I say. I said
it
C.
was a C.
C. You said D, and we
D.
settled on D minus.
Yeah, I'm not giving it an F because of Jason Momoa, because he's just such an eccentric villain.
They were just trying to make this into Avengers Infinity War, where you see Thanos win the day.
And he's just like toying with the Avengers, because he doesn't have. And when he was going against the Guardians, he didn't kill them.
Mm-hmm.
He used the Reality Stone.
He knew he already had it all done. He knew.
Yeah, he
I'm inevitable.
Yeah, I am inevitable. Yeah.
This was. It felt like when I said he was like, if Heath Ledger never would have died, and they would have had if Heath Ledger would have been, because he would have been in The Dark Knight Rises, he would have been the sub villain, not the while Bane would have been the main villain. The scene where, remember the courtroom scene? You choose death or exile. Remember that?
And
where the Scarecrow was the judge.
Yeah.
I heard that Heath Ledger was supposed to do that.
That would have been awesome to see.
But I felt like the whole time I'm thinking that Jason Momoa is almost like a Heath Ledger Joker type of a villain. He's a mix between the Joker and Thanos. If Thanos was just, because as calculated as Thanos was, but as eccentric as Joker.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like that Jason Momoa was channeling.
I really saw that when he was getting punched in the face and laughing as he was getting punched.
Laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to kill me fast enough before my helicopter shows up, dude. I've checkmated you a long time ago.
You think you got me? You really don't.
No
matter how much you try.
I got everything that's happening is all by my design. The whole what did he say? Do you like opera thing? And then they played the opera music in the background. He was the orchestrator. He was playing.
He was the conductor. Yep.
He was the conductor. Yeah, he conducted that whole movie. I'm telling you, he's top 3 villain. But the physics, but the bullshit around it, it still made it a C for me.
So there is a plot hole I do want to say.
What's that?
Or I'm gonna say this plot hole before we go on comments. And it has to do with Brian, and I wanted to talk about this in spoilers, right? We already know what happened to Paul Walker, right? And because of Furious 7, they left Brian's character alive. And he's mentioned throughout the whole rest of the series that he is alive, and he's just, he's retired.
He seems to be the one character that is in such good lockdown that Jason Momoa can't get. That seems to be the only... That's the plot hole you were talking about?
That's where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And that...
Unless I'll count it. I think
okay.
Go ahead, but I might have a counter for you. Are we ready to go to chats a little bit?
So the plot hole I'm talking about is this: because Dom stole all the money from Dante. It wasn't just Dom; it was also Brian, and Brian's still alive in the Fast and Furious universe, and it's very clear that he's still alive. And he's mentioned in Fast X that Mia should go back to Brian because shit's going down. Mm-hmm. Now tell me why Dante would only go after Dominic Toretto
Corolla
when he could also go after Brian, because Brian is still out there and he's a skilled fighter. Why would he not go after Brian, right?
Right.
And
with all the
shit that's going, and
then
also
with all this
and also I got another thing.
Okay.
Mia is also getting her ass kicked too, and who's her man? It's Brian. how would he not come to save her when she's getting her ass kicked too? And if he's taking care of the baby, I would get that. But
it's like the royal family. It's like, you know, they don't travel together because if a plane ever crashes, you would lose the whole family, and so you have to have an heir. They might have said that might be the agreement between Brian and her. One of us has to stay, and obviously because Paul Walker is dead in real life, it's always her turn to be the one to go.
Yeah, and it's
kind of a thing.
I just
is it irking you a little bit?
I just really think that instead of just keeping his character alive in the movies, even though they're never going to bring it back, I think they literally should have just killed off his character.
I think it's been. I think it's been. Let me put that back up. My bad. I'm pulling up the chat so I can put it up in highlights. It still has the chats from the last stream up. That's why I haven't put it up yet, because I can't. I'm about to do it now. I think it's been enough time since his death and enough movies between that now you're right. Now with Jason Momoa being this Joker type character that's got it all figured out, Brian being the first target would have made a lot more sense. That should have been the thing that would have. Could you imagine if the movie would have began with a phone call from his sister? It would have hurt to hear because he died in real life and everybody, but Brian's dead, and we don't know what happened. Something happened. And then little by little, you start to figure out it's Jason Momoa is coming for it. And instead of Cypher.
Can you imagine if they did that? That would have pushed the story so much more forward.
If that car ride from Cypher, bloodied Cypher, because that confused the hell out of me. Your mortal enemy that killed your baby mama is knocking on your door like it's all. You know the threat is big. If she is like, this motherfucker is so bad.
Near death, yeah.
I got to go to the guy whose mother of his child I killed and warn him. I don't owe this dude nothing. In fact, if he sees me, he's going to kill. And he said, what's stopping me from killing her? She knew that was probably.
Yeah. And even if he doesn't he could have killed her too.
He might have not even let her talk.
Yeah.
For all she knew, he could have blew her head off the second he saw her. But the threat was so bad, she risked it to warn him. But it was probably because, like, this motherfucker took my whole crew and made me look like a fool. So I'm going to give Dom a chance to kick his ass because he made me look bad. So that might have been really it. But it would have been better if we didn't see the person's face. We saw the car pull up, saw the blood and all that stuff leading to Dom's house. And then Brian says,
or even if he blew up his house.
Or something like that, yeah.
So
did what he did to Cypher, blew up Brian, attacked Brian simultaneously right after that. And then, like, the phone call, Brian's dead, all that could have started the whole thing off way better.
Because the fact that Brian is still alive in this universe.
It creates a huge plot hole.
Huge plot hole, but like, does he not care about his family that they're getting their asses whooped?
Well, no, he said he's retired. He's done. He's a family man. He's like,
we thought Dom was retired too.
Dude, but because you're right. I'm gonna tell you why you're right about this. As retired as Brian would be, if he would see on the news, the Vatican was attacked, and these are the people who did it, and seeing all his friends' pictures come up, Brian would have came.
Yep. He would have came in a heartbeat.
Instant all day, a week long, month long daycare. Sorry, son, you got to. Brian would have been on the next plane.
Yep.
Because his wife is out there.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. You're right.
And there's no reason why Dante wouldn't even go after Brian. He would of course go after Brian.
Yeah.
And it just, the fact that he's still alive makes absolutely no sense. They should have killed him off, or at least killed him off in the beginning of the movie. Because now that he's still alive, it makes no sense that all this is happening to his family and he's doing nothing about it. That's my big plot hole about this, and that I get it, you know, Paul Walker is no longer with us, but like, at least make the movies make sense a little bit more. The fact that he's still alive in this universe, I just thought that was absolutely like stupid that they kept him alive. I guess they're honoring his character, right? I get it. Furious 7, they drifted away, but like, at some point, make it make sense.
All right, I think I got the chats working here. Okay, I got the chats up, guys. Yeah, no, you're right. And we're gonna move into Okay. Oh, before we do the chat, let's finish it off before we get into the chats. Let's finish the story off. And the whole theme of not only is everything is Tatooine, everything's about the Skywalkers, everything's about the Torettos, the Shaws. Not only is Dom making sure no one ever dies ever, not a scratch, but the family keeps growing, and not only that.
I bring a good point, don't I?
Gal Gadot.
Oh yeah, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Oh god.
You can really that fireball that she fell inside. She's back. When Cypher and Letty made their way out of their captivity, they were in Antarctica and they made their way out.
Yeah.
That submarine comes back. I was like, oh, that's cool. The submarine comes back. And then I'm like, hey, that's the submarine from part 7. Was it 7?
8.
Or 8? Hey, that's the submarine again. That's another cool callback. Why is the camera still on the submarine? I was like, why is the camera slowly going to the submarine? Submarine door opens. Why is the camera still on? This is all the plot, the setup for something amazing is about to happen.
Something wonderful.
Wonder Woman full. And she opens the door, and you can tell it's a woman. And I had to I had to cover my mouth to stop myself from saying it out loud. If that's fucking Gal Gadot, I'm gonna throw this fucking soda at the damn screen, because you already did this, with Han. And let me tell you now why something else that was happening in the movie now makes more sense. The whole Han needs to get out there, needs to start dating, get on Tinder, swipe left, swipe, starting to get.
Oh yeah, they were talking about that.
They were pressing that his depression about being alone a little too hard. We already knew he felt that way about missing her, but they were really talking about it more.
Why even have that if she's gonna come back at the end of the movie?
I knew she was gonna come back. I knew that was her in the submarine. Because the second it kept slowly panning to the submarine, I started thinking, we were talking about Han being single and still being depressed and missing Gal Gadot a lot at the beginning of this movie. What if that's Wonder Woman? What if that's Gal Gadot? Sure enough, yeah.
So they're not killing any characters. They're bringing new characters. They're bringing old characters back.
Not only have we replaced the characters that we killed with new family members, those people never died. That's it's too much.
I yelled out a what?
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, that was how we felt about it. We're still at a solid. We gave it a C-.
6, yeah, like a D.
Yeah, we're at a C- for it right now. You gave it a D. Yeah. I gave it a C. We compromised to a D-.
Yeah.
Let's see how we feel a little bit after that. Let's go. Let's start
from the top. Vin needs to return to Riddick. Do an old man Riddick who has kids. Copy God of War, lol.
This was not God of War. I called him Superman, but yeah, God of War, yeah. Jump out of the car, boy. Yeah. What else? That was from Bone Report.
Momoa was chewing the scenery in this movie. Kind of loved it though. Yeah, he was chewing up the screen time.
Is that the next one or is that?
That was the next comment I saw after and we're back.
At the top. At the top. No, I'm starting from the top.
Peter Lane goes, wait, did you make a For Me sound clip? Yeah, he did.
Who's that?
Peter
Are
Lane.
you on the?
I'm on the top.
You sure?
Yeah. Did you make a For Me?
Oh no! Oh, but you're not going. Oh, you skipped where I was going. I'm going in order. I'm just going. Is that?
I guess it's not.
And we're back.
It's not really in order. And we're back.
And we're back.
Momoa
was chewing the scenery in the movie. Kind of loved it. Momoa was chewing this scenery in this movie. Kind of loved it though.
Well, with that like 2-ton ball, yeah, he was chewing the scenery. Let's see what Philosopher King said. I liked what they did with Roman a lot more in this movie. Scenes were actually funny. In Fast 9, they turned into a Looney Tunes character. He was like Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, the fact that he became self-aware that. What was that speech he gave? Because it's fresh in my mind because I just saw it the other day. He was like, we've been through crazy missions, tanks, submarines, crazy missions that normal other people would have died in, but we've done it twice.
Yeah.
Impossible odds. We done it twice at least.
And he's the only character that says this shit.
And not a scratch.
Yeah.
And in that movie, landed on drove through a minefield, almost landed on a mine. Truck crushed him from the angle. I rewound it. I had to look again. It landed on him. And I thought they were going to explain it like there was like a cut in the roof or something like that, and that's what he went through or something. But technically, when I went back and looked again, technically he just landed like maybe 3 inches from in front of where he was standing. But from the angle that they were in, it looked like he crushed him.
From either an inch or a mile.
Winning's winning. And they looked at, and Ludacris was like, holy God, I just watched my friend get crushed. And he walks from around there and he's like, not a scratch. You know why? Because Vin Diesel was within a square mile of him. That's why that truck magically moved an inch away from crushing. Because Vin Diesel was within a square. I knew Vin Diesel was crazy when he stole something that was ridiculous, even in Transporter 2. Remember when Jason Statham, that crane thing that they did in Fast 9, when he got onto the rope and Spider-Man zipped himself.
Oh my God!
They did that in Transporter. He stole that from Jason Statham. Jason Statham did that shit in Transporter 2. Man. But anyway, let's go on. What was,
let's keep going.
I like that.
Where the fuck was that abuela in all the old movies?
Was that Dom's mom or grandma?
I don't even think they explained it.
A grandma, ain't it?
Yeah, it was grandma.
So that was Dom's. So
I would say that's Dom's grandma, but no, she's nowhere. Any of the movies.
Not only are people not dying, they're coming back to life for no.
Yeah, and they discover a new family. Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Hey, I forgot I had a grandma. All right, put her in the movie. Hey, I forgot I had a brother.
Who you think's been cooking all this barbecue?
Yeah,
my abuela. Yeah.
Shit.
She was in an interview on The View. And they showed that clip while she was talking with the ladies of The View, and she said that her and Ludacris are text buddies now. They on that scene they bonded in real life. He said he loved her from her work. He loved her career. They bonded. They became friends. And her exact words were, "I love my black boys."
Oh my God!
I was like, she gonna get canceled? What do you mean, yo, black boys? Anyway. So so I'm thinking, I don't have anything to prove this, but I think he smashed. All right.
And I'm not doubting you either.
I mean, come on, smash or pass, smash or Grandma Dom, smash or pass.
Smash.
All right, smash.
Okay.
All right. What's next?
Sad how this franchise went downhill after Paul Walker died. Yeah,
I don't agree with when people say that the franchise should have ended. Paul Walker 7. Would not have wanted that.
No, he wanted the franchise to keep going.
But
I do think that I think its peak was at Fast 8, to be honest. For me, I think its peak was Fast 8. And Fast 9 and Fast 10, I'm like, if Paul Walker was still here, those movies would be completely different if he was still here. It would have made more sense. Yeah, although the movies that were the best ones are Fast 5 and Furious 7. Those are the two best ones.
But that's that whole mentality of what I say it a lot on this channel. I don't believe in celebrity worshiping. I don't do that. I mean, we put all this emphasis on actors because they're the ones that we see the most. They're the ones that are on the posters. They're the ones that are acting the lines. People talk shit about writers, but but then actors need to be given $100 million because he's our favorite and all that. That's backwards thinking. They're actors for hire. They read the lines that the writers give. So that's backwards thinking. This celebrity worship. Paul Walker, I liked him and whatnot too. But even like we said, even he upon his death, like if I had built a company up or built this franchise up, and because he was became one of the producers with Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Upon my death, I mean, I don't think any of them would have wanted that. If upon my death, if we have a story to tell, if we can get everybody, because it's not just the actors, it's also the stagehands, the key grips, these writers that they hire. These are people's jobs, but
their livelihoods.
Yeah, their livelihoods. Hey, dude, I know we hired you for this movie, and you worked so hard to build this set and all these special effects that you've been working on, but unfortunately, when Paul died, that's it. We got to start. Your job is over
because
now.
Paul wanted more of him to be made.
Exactly. Yeah. He wanted, like, people need to stop saying it should have stopped. It should stop when they stop having good stories to tell. And when 9 happened, I would have been like, I'm done. But I do feel like 10 is getting them back into a better direction, but it's not far off from.
Yeah, like if you're saying like it's better than an F9, but I'm like not by much though.
I mean, Paul Walker died when he was filming. They were filming 7, right?
Yeah, so his brothers had to come in and film the rest of it.
And then they did 8, and it made another $1 billion. It was going up and up.
Yeah,
and then they hit 9, and then it.
And I think 8 was really great.
It was exactly.
Yeah.
So in that scenario, in that situation, if you still got a story to tell, it's still making money.
Yeah.
Paul Walker would have been proud. He would have been happy.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Honestly, I think it's also the direction, and I think that the directors, who's the director of 8? Because the director of 9, I think his direction was a little weird in comparison to
It was so weird. I didn't know what I was watching. How did you were given one of a badass character like Cypher, and you got her in a box the whole time. Now I knew she was gonna break out when she was like, you remind me of a Star Wars character, like Luke Skywalker. Like, no, you're Yoda, and he was like, oh, he thought it was a compliment. He's like, oh yeah, one of the most powerful Jedis in the world. No, because you're a fucking puppet with somebody's hand up your ass. That's why you.
That was such a weird ass line.
It was a weird ass line, but I knew that it was that she was going to. Cause I'm like, this guy sucks. You need to get that?
Yeah.
I was like, this guy. I'm like, this guy sucks. It makes no sense that he's gotten one up over on Cypher. Peter Lane goes, hey, at least they didn't crash like 9 helicopters and live like they did in Suicide Squad. Well, they crashed 2 that were connected to each other,
once, and then he
whipped them around like they were whips and stuff and whatnot. So it's not far off. Let's go. Let me go. And we got then that was the first super chat of the night from Jedi Chris. I commented to Jedi Chris. I say, hey, it's nice to have another Jedi in the I call myself. When I ask my phone, if I said, hey Google, what's my name? My phone would be like, your name is Master Jedi. So I think
that's actually my Gmail, Master Jedi.
That's yours? Oh yes. Yeah. So we got another Jedi. So Jedi Chris is another Jedi.
So what did he say, Jedi Chris? I feel like Paul Walker was the voice of reasoning, common sense behind the scenes in this franchise. Please play that viral Vin Diesel and Justin Lin video. His reaction says it all. I think I know what he's talking about.
The viral Vin Diesel and Justin Lin video. What happened in that? I can't play it right now. I don't have it. I would have to have had it queued up.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm not really sure what that is. Danny says, "Is this thing on?" And then Peter Lane says, "It was Jason all along. He's insidious. So perfidious that you haven't even noticed, and the pity is, pick who lives or dies. That's Batman Forever."
Yeah. It was. I mean, the whole. Like I said, they were retconning things. They're adding things in the past that we didn't see. If you pan to the left, the whole vault heist thing, like it made sense, because Jason. You notice how Jason Momoa's mannerisms were in that flashback. He had his son in a suit, and at first I was like, and then the way we saw him acting before that flashback, I was like that your father's death must have really impacted you, because he was very, like, I was saying, metrosexual. He was like very open and fluid, and like joking and laugh. But in that flashback, he was very
serious.
He was serious, but that could have been fear of a old school thinking father. Yeah. Like, put your suit on. You're gonna work for me, and you're gonna do it this way.
Yeah.
And he probably would have lived the rest of his life like that. But when his father was dead, like it was like also, something snapped.
His hair was back.
His hair was back. He was clean cut.
He was clean, yes.
And very straight laced.
Like, because when he's like, I'm with my father. I can't disobey him. But
then they explained that he had a history. I was like, you're gonna have to say that you're half. What was that? What was that? Brazil or what country was that? Was that
Rio?
Half Rio and half Samoan, which they mentioned because it's Jason Momoa. It was like, so his mother is Samoan. They also mentioned that his character had a history of mental illness.
Yeah.
So the second his father was taken away from him, he had no family ties. He sunk into his into his illness, and it made him laser focused. He was not only was he a sick, crazy individual, but that doesn't affect his calculate. He's not smarter than Cypher, but he can outsmart Cypher because he's patient.
And he has
driven.
He's anti-family. That's the whole.
The
biggest
thing
thing is that he's anti-family.
Even
he's like, I had a father, and I happened to like him, and you took him away from me.
You want to talk?
And our millions of dollars that you stole from me.
So in a way, and they had that brief little conversation. Technically that's true. You do have a legit beef, but your father was, putting his knee on the necks of the people. So your dad deserved to die.
And Jason Momoa is doing the same damn thing. He's putting his knee on anyone who's working for him because if you don't work for me, I'll kill your family.
Yeah, but you remember I don't know if you remember, Jason Momoa agreed with Vin Diesel. He was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. My dad was a dick, but I loved him."
Yeah,
he was an asshole. Yeah.
Still doesn't change that he's my father.
You got to die. You're still gonna.
Yeah.
And that last lesson that he got from his father, so you would just kill him? You would show him that much mercy? No, you destroy them first, and then his dad would have been proud.
And I like when they're like right next to each other, and they got Jason Momoa's guys with guns, Vin Diesel his guys with guns, and he's like, and you stole my money. What'd you do with it? He goes, I burned it. I'm like, that's a good line right there.
Yeah. They didn't really burn all that money.
No
goddamn way, because they had millions of all that hidden money that.
Oh, my God!
It doesn't matter that you took my dad's money and stuff. I'm gonna take your money.
One thing before I read this comment, the craziest cameo in this movie. Why the fuck is Pete Davidson in this movie? Another car in space moment. Oh my God.
His character, I can understand the cameos, but his character did not work at all. Oh. You literally had a chance. I was like, what the fuck? If James Gunn directed this, I would have understood half the cast. It was like it just felt like Vin Diesel was like, get as many superhero from both Marvel and DC people as we can get because we just recently saw. Because this is technically a superhero movie. This is the Fast and Furious universe is the Universal Studios comic book.
Yeah,
that's their comic book.
It was just as crazy when you saw Kevin Hart in that Hobbs and Shaw spinoff.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck? It's just because The Rock and Kevin Hart are friends.
Yeah,
what the fuck is Pete Davidson doing in this movie?
I mean. A comic relief type of character, but it was like
he wasn't even that
you had a chance to use him and get Pete Davidson to do something that we haven't seen before, but instead you chose do that shit that you was doing on Saturday Night Live. Do that, because that's all we got.
Yeah,
and we've seen that before. I like it when Pete does, even if he's fun, even if he can still be funny.
Yeah.
But take some chance. But no, that was a Saturday Night Live sketch.
He was even funnier in the Suicide Squad movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was even funnier in his brief little cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy. Didn't know he was in that.
It was like a blink and you miss.
Blink and miss. Yeah. That was even better but even in his movies that he's doing like on Hulu and stuff like that, he's dark comedy stuff. He's actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
But they decided to do the Saturday Night Live stuff.
Yeah, and then they decided to make Tyrese and Ludacris be like the actual comedians in the movie, and I'm like.
Well, they always go at each other all the time.
And I'm like, damn, dude. But I was so taken out when I saw Pete Davidson. I'm like, what the fuck?
It threw me off. And then he was a little weasel.
So bad.
But then he takes money from them, then turns them in. Like come on, dude, don't be that much of a weasel. You can went from a weasel to a snake to a rat. But let's see.
If they kill Brian, they're just gonna bring him back. Unfortunately, I think it's gonna happen, Danny. Like for real. Like.
Wait. Did you skip one?
No, I didn't skip one. I'm going in order. Do you think they're gonna bring him back if they kill him?
I'm trying to find it. What are you saying? Because the one that I'm on.
No, go down. That one right there. No, down.
Oh yeah, but I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, I already said that. And Who Lives with Eyes? That's Batman Forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's Peter Lane. Yeah, that was. Yeah, you're right. It was in Batman Forever. Yes, because there's always some. But that was also in the first Spider-Man movie. There's always that's why it's bad to be the hero, because there's always some sick asshole that's gonna make you have to choose.
Yeah.
Save the one you love, or suffer the innocent children. Yeah, we learned all these lessons before 20 years ago. I mean, it's kind of hard to capitalize.
How the fuck are they gonna bring Brian back if they decide to kill him off? CGI his brother's face?
It's just better. I'm telling you, man, it's just better to. But then you would have a bunch of people that would consider it disrespectful and all. It's in a way it creates too many plot holes.
Like I just brought up.
Like you just brought up. If the Brian character is still alive and would have seen that his whole family is public enemy number one, he'd have been on the next plane. There would have been nothing that would have stopped him. And the fact that they're trying to make this into like the Avengers Infinity War Endgame kind of a thing, of the Fast and the Furious, and they splitting it off into 2 movies. This is what I would have done. Because now that you got The Rock back, the whole thing with so it seemed
Gal
like
Gadot.
and Gal Gadot and everybody, but it seems like Jason Momoa was only focused on Vin Diesel and his family.
Yeah.
And then the whole time we're watching the movie, we're like, yeah, but The Rock is the one who really shot your dad. Why are you're not bringing it up? And then at the end, see, I made you suffer, and then I take you out. I take you and your core group out, and anybody. But then before the movie end, he goes, I'm also going to go after anybody who's ever helped you. Now, if I was doing this, I would have made this into 3 different movies, but I wouldn't do Fast X Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. I would make it Fast X, Hobbs and Shaw 2. That's where I would continue it off. Because when we got to Jason Statham, we had the little fight with Han, then they split up, and he's like, my family's in danger, I gotta go off. And when we never see him again.
Yeah.
So now that we've dismantled Dom's family, now let's go after the Rock, who actually killed the father, and his new little family, the Shaw family. Now let's go after I feel like then it should go into Hobbs and Shaw 2, where Jason Momoa's character is trying to take out Hobbs and Shaw and all those guys. Then when that looks like he succeeded in that, Fast X Part 2, the Avengers assemble. They're all still alive because nobody dies.
Bring them all back.
They all come back,
for like
and it takes the biggest 3, 4, 5 families and all the kids together to do that. Avengers family, and then The Rock, all to come after Jason Momoa, who is Thanos. That's how I would do it. Fast X, Hobbs and Shaw 2, Fast X Part 2. That's how I would do it if it was me.
If they want
to make them connect,
do it like that.
That's how I would connect.
Because that's what these movies are at this point, right?
It's the Avengers, man.
They should be pleasing the fans give the fans what they want. Hear me out, Universal. Hear us out.
Another $2 super chat from Peter Lang. If they kill Brian, they are going to bring him back. That's the one you read from before.
From Danny, yeah.
It goes on again.
That Agatha All Along parody?
No, it went all. It was Jason Momoa all along. I think that's what you were saying. Yeah. I got it.
Post-credit scene was such a good setup, though. Now I have to see the next one.
From Ethan Thompson. Yeah. Hey, you got to give it to The Rock. That was a badass line.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not that hard to find.
You son bitch.
So he really pressed that son bitch harder than he's ever done before.
I'm like, yes, we all saw Fast Five. I love that.
I was like, say it. I'm here to call you about your car's extended warranty. Well, I ain't too hard to find. Some bitch. that was awesome.
He really emphasized
I
the bitch in that.
Yeah.
Some bitch.
He gave it but a lot of bitch.
You're not getting all the bitch. You're some bitch.
Some bitch. I bet Jason was like, ooh, he got the shivers. I loved it
He's
when
like-
he did that. So, he was like, "Ooh," like he was acting like you can't. Nothing was phasing him. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa was
He's
awesome.
like, and I thought Donnie was a threat.
yeah,
Now Hobby's a threat.
exactly.
And the last one, talking about Batman Jason Momoa with a Joker-esque performance. He really
Yeah.
did. He really did.
He was.
We're going to be talking about Jason Momoa in his Joker-esque performance for years now. After that.
He
Yeah, Pete Davidson pissed me off as well.
wait, who said that?
He just said that. Yeah,
Oh,
Pete
okay, it's
Dav-
about to pop up. Let me pop it up. Oh, is that the last
He
one?
just said that right now. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, from Jedi Chris. Yeah. He pissed me off. He went from a weasel to a rat. That was in one scene.
Yeah.
And one at least the old dude who looked like he was taking over for Mr. Nobody. He played it real
Yeah,
good.
and he was menacing. Like there's that scene where he's walking in like the streets of Rio,
Yeah.
and then like those guys are coming after him. He goes, no.
Dude, I was like, because like I said, I've seen him in all those other movies, and he's currently what's that? That Tom Cruise movie?
Mission Impossible.
No. The other one that he did where he played Jack Reacher.
Oh, okay.
He's Jack in the new Jack Reacher series. He's the current Jack Reacher, and he's more accurate to the Jack Reacher character because Tom Cruise being Jack Reacher made no sense. So I was like, dude, Jack Reacher is like 6'5" and a mountain of a man, and so there's a new Jack Reacher series, and that's the dude that's playing him. The second I saw him, I was like, oh shit, if you got him, I mean, he's not The Rock, but
He's a big dude.
If you've seen him on his other shows and things, I'll go look him up on IMDb. Well, I was gonna say that like now, like if you look him up on IMDb and you look at his comedy work,
he is comedy?
big as he is 10 times more. He's a nerd. He is a nerd. And as big and threatening as he can come off, he is 10 times as silly and goofy. So I was like, okay, we got John Cena filling in for Brian. And when I saw him, I was like, oh shit, he's in this old dude, Jack Reacher, the new Jack Reacher's in this movie, Alan Richardson. We got a new rock because he's from the same organization, the same government sanctioned group.
This is what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what he's currently doing right now. He's the new Jack Reacher. Blue Mountain State. Watch Blue Mountain State, and you'll get a real good idea of his comedy. He is not afraid to be silly as hell, and like watch him on Blue Mountain. He played that's like a spinoff. But if you watch the Blue Mountain State TV show, you'll get an idea of how funny that dude is. He is hilarious. He's a nerd. He's a geek. Like like Vin Diesel is a nerd too. He's a geek as well. But the old dude right there, yeah, that's the show, Blue Mountain State. He played a quarterback. Or no, was he defense? No, he was defense. I can't remember what position he played, but
Man, this was all the way in 2010.
yeah,
Jeez.
the dude's been overdue to start getting into these franchises. So when I saw him in this movie, I was like, oh shit, he's gonna join the family. I love the fact that he's fighting against it and he's calling out anybody who's ever been against Vin Diesel and then joined Vin Diesel, whether you were a villain or government. But I was like, I knew in my heart, I'm like, but you're gonna join the family. Vin Diesel's gonna win you over, and then he did. But then it turns out, no, he was a villain, and I was like, that's even better. But you're not like a Cypher. You're not like a Rock villain. You're a villain that can never it was a stretch to make Jason Statham be able to join the family, and his brother Deshaws joined the family. That was a stretch. He's past that stretch line. Cypher is past that line too, but I can work with her until. How do you feel about that? Do you think Cypher killed his baby's mother? She is not going to join the family.
I think she should just be neutral.
And they call her anti-hero.
Yeah, because like
she would have to saving the lady's life might be the thing that makes him not kill her, but he can never forgive her. because you killed the
No.
mother of his son.
With intent. Like, she
Yeah.
wanted to kill her. In front of him.
Yeah.
That made it all the much worse.
Jason Statham killing Han, that was a stretch. And being brought into the family was a stretch too. But I don't know. They blur that line of what's forgivable and what's not. I don't know at this point. At this point, by the last Fast and Furious movie, Jason Momoa might become a part of the family for all we fucking know.
He goes, oh, you know what? You killed my father, but, you know, you're not that bad.
Yeah.
Family.
Yeah.
I'll have a family, but I'll be part of your family.
Yeah. No. I think now I think the next movie should be only focused on taking out The Rock and Shaw. I think it should be I bet the first half of the next movie is going to be a Hobbs and Shaw 2 kind of a thing, and then by the last act it'll be a Avengers Assemble kind of a thing. That's my theory on it.
And I heard that Vin Diesel wants to recruit none other than Robert Downey Jr. for a villain.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it either, but I mean, it's a cool concept because we've only seen Robert Downey Jr. as a good guy.
I want what was the name of the villains from the Hobbs and Shaw dude? That organization that was controlling.
The guy. Oh shit. Well,
so
I mean,
there's Cypher, and then there's.
It was led by.
What's that group name?
Oh shit.
What's his name? Black Superman. What was his, Idris Elba?
Idris Elba, yeah.
But the secret organization I always thought that Cypher and that organization would come together to try to take them out.
That family, yeah.
But according to, I don't know, but they say that organization's gone. Or I don't know, maybe they are, maybe they're not. I don't know.
Part of the spinoff.
But I thought, or maybe that was going to be the organization, the main villain for like Hobbs and Shaw moving forward. That's why, I don't know. There's another loophole. What happened? Because that organization is still out there too. They only took out Idris Elba. They didn't take out who made Idris Elba. So they never really tied all that stuff up. So that's still so is Jason Momoa gonna wrap this all up and take all of that out? You know?
Well, there's 3 films. This being the first one. They got 2 more.
I heard that they want to make it 3 more but I heard that they might stop with the very next one.
No. They want to make this a trilogy.
They want to, but I heard that they might stop at 2 though. I guess it depends on the box office of the next one, maybe. Yeah, maybe of this one and the next. I think it depends on the box office of this one, how they finish shooting the next one. I think if this one does what they want it to do, then they'll make it a trilogy. If it doesn't, they'll stop at the next one. That's what I think.
I think the last thing we should see how much it's predicted to make.
Before we close it out.
Yeah. Box office prediction is $60 million or more in North America and at least $220 million at the international box office. Looking to get $280 million worldwide in his first week. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. That's better than what I thought for Little Mermaid, right? No.
Shit.
Peter Lane said, well, a Black Widow blew up a little girl. She's still an adventure and a godmother to Clint's kids. Yeah, that's true. But that's Marvel. But no.
This is this is eventually going to be Marvel at some point.
Like, dude, everybody gets forgiven.
Yeah. With everyone coming back from death, do y'all see the computer geek dude and the bad guy from the first Fast and Furious movie will come back in part 2 and 3? Who's the computer geek dude? I hope you're not
the computer geek dude from part what? From part 1?
Unless we're talking about Pete
Dude,
Davidson.
when they brought back Bow Wow and what's his name from Tokyo Drift in part 9, I thought, oh, that's cool. But it's like, dude, y'all went from being regular street racers drifting around Tokyo to rocket scientists.
Where did that come from?
That made no sense.
Nope.
Y'all are rocket engineers. He's a pilot now. He can fly. Like, oh man, I was like, I mean, it's okay. I'm okay with bringing people back, but bring them back the right way for the right reasons. It just made no sense.
Why was Pete in this movie? That's what I'm asking. Why is he in this movie?
With everyone coming back from dead, oh yes, that's the one you already read. Why was Pete in this movie? Yeah, it just made no sense.
No.
The computer geek with everyone coming back to that.
He's the computer geek
from
from
the
the
bad
first
guy
one?
from the first. You mean the guy? You mean the guy the scientist that was under the hood? The guy no, I'm thinking about. He got shot up. The guy was like, "Dom, I don't know what I'm doing." He got shot by the. You know who I've always wanted to come back? Dom's old rival from Part 1, the Asian guy.
Oh shit.
That dude's
Yeah.
still alive.
You know,
I've always wanted all their. I thought Cypher. The reason why Cypher kept coming back was I thought she was going to collect all of the villains
that would be awesome.
to come after every surviving villain. The guy from
Versus-
Part 1 is still alive. The villain from Part 2 is still in jail.
Yeah.
The villain from the guy from Part 3 in the Tokyo Drift, did he die? His uncle died.
I don't know if he died in the car crash from the last race.
Yeah.
I'd have to look back at that again.
The Shaws got redeemed.
And
the Rock joined the family. So a lot of them, more villains have joined the family than
and then the one from Part 4 is dead.
yeah. They even mentioned that. Didn't they talk about that in this movie? The fact that people either die or join.
Yeah,
Vin Diesel.
they like recapped all of the movies.
They were, yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna say
Where the hell is Don Omar? That's from Daniel Hernandez. Where the hell is Don Omar? I'm missing the joke.
he wasn't in the movie. He always does like a little cameo. He's done cameos before.
Which character was that?
Don Omar. He worked with the crew in Fast Five. You don't remember?
I remember a dude in. I remember the Asian dude that was working with Ludacris when he had that garage in Florida. That dude that was rapping with him in Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh,
You were about to lose your garage. I'm an underpaid mechanic, but I overcharge.
You know who I want to see? And I think I saw her in like a screen when Jason Momoa's character was showing to Dom. He's like, I know everybody, and I will hunt everybody down.
Anybody who's ever.
I want her to come back. Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendez's character is still alive.
I think I saw her in one of those screens.
Could you imagine if she's turned? If Jason Momoa found a way to turn her?
That would be interesting.
That would be a good
Yes.
plot. Because we haven't seen her since that end credit scene with her and The Rock when
when she revealed that lady was
was still alive.
Yeah.
That was the last we saw of her. And we haven't heard from her since.
Bring her back.
What if she has been corrupted? That would be a good reveal.
Yes. That would be a good villain.
She would make a great villain.
Yeah.
Letty would kick her ass, but
Yeah.
Cypher looks like Cypher. Letty would kick her ass, but I mean, like one of those villains from afar, and then she, but she seemed like she was honorable. I think The Rock, or she would, or maybe if they would have ever have done Hobbs and Shaw too, because Ryan Reynolds was in that. He was to look like he was going to join Hobbs and Shaw's crew. Kevin Hart was in it. So will they wrap that up and if they bring in Hobbs back, are they going to bring in Ryan Reynolds? Are they going to bring in Kevin Hart? Is the Hobbs and Shaw crew gonna come into like, I feel like the next movie should, like 90% of the next movie should focus on Hobbs, Shaw, and the Shaw family and all those people like Ryan Reynolds, Kevin Hart, and working on, because they're connected. Anybody who's ever helped the Doms, and in any connection, I feel like that could be a semi little way we can get Hobbs and Shaw too.
I think they could put
in the first act of the movie.
I think if they do a Hobbs and Shaw, I think you should also add Han to it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like that plane goes around the mountain. They survive. Hobbs and Shaw and Ludacris and Tyrese and Han. They're the ones that are on the run, and the other girl, and they're the ones on the run, and focus on those guys since they look like they're the surviving ones. Make it look like Dom and his son got wiped away, but of course, since they're Torettos, they can hold their breath longer than Aquaman. They're fine. They're fine. Dom and his son is gonna look at his son deep in the eyes and go, "Remember what I taught." As this tidal wave is coming towards us, remember what I taught you, son, and they'll be fine. But then they come back out at the end of the third act. They'll be to save the day when the Rock is bloodied to a pulp, and getting his ass whooped by Jason Momoa. And then Dom will tap Momoa on the shoulder,
like on your left.
But you forget. I remember. I still got my car. And knocks him out. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna get ridiculous. I can just
imagine the whole Avengers Endgame scene where all of the family just appears. They're like, "Damn, that's Eva Mendes."
Yeah.
Hey, damn, wait, Paul Walker's back.
Jason Momoa is gonna headbutt. Yeah, the Rock is gonna play the Captain Marvel is gonna be the Captain Marvel of the headbutt the Rock in the head. He's just gonna stand up unfazed.
Yeah.
And then of course Jason Momoa is gonna get the Power Stone and have to knock him out. It's gonna happen. It's gonna all happen. Then Brie Larson will be like, something familiar about all this.
Yeah. And aren't I supposed to win that's supposed to get punched?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. All right, let's end it all because I know it's almost midnight over here.
What franchise should this franchise be paired up with? Because you got Transformers, maybe Jurassic Park. You got the MonsterVerse. Like anything goes at this point, man.
At first, it seemed feasible when we were still in the if we want to call it that logic of the Fast 6, 7, and 8. But ever since 9, I don't want anything to happen now. I wouldn't be surprised if a Transformer shows up, but I don't want it now. Now that they've gone too ridiculous with nobody dying and everybody coming back from the dead, and I had 5 grandkids that you didn't know about that are now in this family now. Yeah. It's becoming too much. You throw all this extended family in, and then Optimus Prime, I'm not gonna watch.
I would die laughing.
Where I would have watched 2 movies ago. I'm not now anymore. Captain Marvel, Aquaman, Brazilian Rat Girl from Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Jack Reacher were definitely the highlights of the kid. The kid was the best actor, hands down. Great casting.
Especially when he jumped out the damn car.
Dude, just like how Marvel Phase 5 is setting up these young Avengers, that's what Universal's doing now. Dom knows he's about to retire. He's about to hand the keys off to his son, and this new family is about to rise. Fast and Furious franchise will be like, that's how they should have ended it. We'll get there. Fast and Furious franchise will continue with the new family.
I like this comment. He's like, man.
Let me go in order here. CJ Spiker says, I lost track of all the characters at their certain point. The sister of the cop, etc. Yeah, it got too crazy.
Does the franchise really need a Legion of Doom? More like a Legion of Dom.
Where's that?
Right.
I'm on it. Yeah. There you go.
A Legion of Dom. Yeah.
Does the franchise really need a Legion of Doom? Yeah. Franchise is Legion of Doom. The Legion of Dom. All right.
That's your title.
Using the name Dom. Put in the before we close the show out. Make some funny Fast and Furious titles with Dom. I need some funny movie titles with Dom as the or family or something like that.
I already got it.
Legion of Dom is our winner so far.
I just commented.
Dom and Dumber. Yeah. There you go. Fast and Furious. Dom and Dom. I've heard that before. Dom and Dahmer. Legion of Dom is a good one. That's a good one. The Legion of Dom.
Damn. Legion of Dom.
I like that. Instead of, what's another good franchise? Instead of G.I. Joe, G.I. Family, Dom Formers.
Oh shit.
What's going on? Damien Hernandez, Conor Mar was in the movie franchise from movie 3 through 8.
Don Formers. Please don't bring Please don't bring back Ronda Rousey. That was fucking hilarious.
She's still alive. I know she's in Dubai as a hinge.
Dude, where's my
instead of Cybertron, Cyberdome or something like that. Please don't bring back Ronda Rousey. Too much retconning to add now. Yeah, it was. I'm telling you, they were retconning while filming. You're like, you know what? Because when they flashbacked to the bank heist when the father was alive, you pan to the left, Jason Momoa was there the whole time. Then they panned further to the left, Jason Momoa's friend, what's his name, Richardson, was sitting down. I wouldn't be surprised. When we end the show, I'm about to go watch Fast 5 again, and I'm gonna watch that scene again. I wouldn't be surprised if a blonde-haired dude was sitting in that chair, because you saw it from the back. You couldn't see the son. The son technically wasn't in the shot. They retconned that. That's a retcon. He was off to the side. You had to pan to the left or the right to see Jason Momoa. But when they showed that scene again, it looked like that original scene. A dude sitting in that chair in that office had blonde hair, and all you could see him from the back is what they showed in the flashback. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that was real. Like, I'm not saying that actual actor was the guy in the chair, but a blonde-haired dude in that chair. I wouldn't be surprised if that was there. And the guy and the director goes, "We can make you that guy that was sitting in the chair right here," like something like that. Like that. So you're gonna have to dye your hair blonder or whatever like that, or cut your hair the way that back of this guy's head is, or something like that. That extra, whoever that extra, whoever that extra was, that's you now.
Yeah. There are no more extras anymore. Either you're family or you're not family. Either you're family or anti-family.
Yeah. Besides making the new movie titles with the word Dom, now your homework is go back to every Fast and Furious movie, scope out every extra, because they're in this. They're gonna be in the next Fast and Furious movie. Whoever that extra was, they're now the villain or the hero of the next one. Watch Part 2 turns into Indiana Jones movie. Does it?
Totally Doms.
What's your number? 1404 says Dom Formers. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Dom Formers. And then
$2 super chat from Daniel said, dude, where's my Dom? Dude, where's my family? Where's my Dom? Where's my
totally Doms.
Yeah. Instead of Total Recall, Family Recall. So what's another good? The Dominator. The Dominator. I'll have family.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie.
Put Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie, man. The Dominator.
You cannot defeat me. I'm the Dominator.
Family.
Do it. Kill me, but don't kill my family.
Only person that can take out Chuck Norris is Dom in the family. Too Fast, Too Dom. That's you. They should bring back the Asian chick from Suki. Yeah, the one that went, "Move, bitch."
Yeah. And then I commented, Suki. That's her name.
She should. Because now Ludacris is dating the British girl chick, right? Isn't that?
I don't think they're dating. He's trying to date her.
Is he? Is that what I'm saying? I thought they were. Then Suki, then they need to bring her back. Then I feel like after they did the successful flashback retcon of the Tokyo Drift, they think they can do whatever. Now, Suki is. Everybody should come back. Yeah. Everybody.
Even the guy who lost the race.
What was that dude that was in part 4 that crashed into he was like, "Oh, my bad, I didn't see you." Like that dude that was he was in Tropic Thunder. The dude that kept the black dude that kept talking.
Actually, I don't remember part 4 that much.
I think he was in part 4.
I'm about to rewatch it pretty soon.
I'm about to rewatch it because now I feel like with this retcon and anything's happening. Let's see. That's Damien. I could picture Ja Rule coming.
Monica.
One of my uploads on TikTok and on the channel was me talking about, because I talked about the Ja Rule character. That's Ludacris. It's not the same character, but that's who he replaced. Because everything Ludacris is doing is what Ja Rule's character was supposed to be doing.
It's just Ludacris. Yeah, Ja Rule coming back.
Yeah, But he could. But I wouldn't give him a big part. I won't make him a villain or a retcon or anything like that.
Just be like, hey, it's that guy.
If I was to bring Ja Rule back, it'd be as a character witness or something like he'd be under arrest and be like, and what's your connection to the dominant Toretto? Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with none of that, man. I got out of that long time ago. Like, I'd make a funny little line, but I wouldn't make him anybody significant at this point. I wanted to a long time ago, but now, no. Now it's too many people.
I mean, you got Ludacris.
No,
already.
we got another contender right here from Jedi Chris.
Dusk till
From
dawn.
dusk till dawn. From dawn till dusk.
Dom must die.
Like
and
instead of me, myself, and Irene, me, myself, and family.
Oh shit. Then Danny goes.
Dom must die.
Dumbwick.
Yeah, family wick.
You do realize I was in every scene was the exact end of WandaVision. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Agatha all along, or Dante all along.
It took us the whole stream, almost 2 hours, where we finally got the joke, Peter.
we got a lot of them right down here.
We got
50 Shades of Dom.
50 Shades of Dom.
Dom,
Where's my car?
Crashed.
Peter Lane. Oh, good day to Dom Hart. It's a good day to Dom Hart. Dom Hart.
Dom to the future.
Oh shit, is that one?
Yeah.
Dom to the future. 2 Doms, 1 cup. Oh, bro. Oh, 2 Doms, 1 family.
The Dom strikes back.
The Dom strikes back.
Dom.
That's what we're in.
There you go.
That's where we are.
There you go.
We're in the dominatrix. Oh, I just got it. The double meaning. I got that. I got the Matrix meaning, but then I got the double meaning.
Yeah.
I get jokes.
Oh shit. These are
The dominatrix family might make you bend over. Okay. The dominatrix. Oh, you got another one? I can already see the wheels turning. What
Return of the Dawn.
Return of the Dawn. It takes about 10 seconds for it to load up.
I'm trying to think of another one.
Dom rats instead of mall rats. Instead of chasing Amy, chasing family. That's what we're technically doing. Chasing family. That's what we're technically doing. Dom pool. Dom pool. How about that?
Dom pool. All right.
Spider-Man Into the Familyverse. And ended off with the Dom. We got Super Dom World movie. Yeah. And the Dom Father. There you go.
The Dom Father.
That's a good one, man. All right, guys. We got to call. All right. We got to get out of here, man. It's almost midnight where we are. It's already past midnight East Coast.
These comments were great.
Yeah. I appreciate it, guys.
I think I like the Dominatrix a lot.
The Dominatrix is it's going to be hard to beat that one.
Yeah. Iron Dom. Hey, he's actually the Iron Giant, so that makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah. He voices the Iron Giant.
Superman.
The Dahmer Giant. Iron Dom.
The Iron Dom sounds like a porno.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't get started on that. Like yesterday, when we were doing Rundown After Dark. Oh my God, we were one of the things that came up was the porn names for certain movies. I don't know how Edward Penis Hands came up. I don't know how, but it did. We're talking about Power Rangers, and then somebody mentioned that there was a porn version of the Power Rangers, and I said for whoever sent that comment, I said, let me guess how that movie started. Just like how the Power Rangers started with Rita Repulsa coming out of the hole in the moon. It was probably her coming out of the dude's butthole or something like, after 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to come on Earth. And Rita's escaping. Like something like, and then the person who put in the comments said was like, you're close. He said, you're not too far off. That is kind of, you're pretty close. I was like, okay.
Oh shit.
But now we better wrap it up before we come up with porn names of Dom movies. Iron Dom, 50 Shades of Dom was already mentioned.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter Lane. Peter says it was him. He was the one who mentioned the Power Rangers porn parody.
Damn, that was you.
My bad, Peter. I'm bad with I got a memory like a crazy elephant, man. But I'm glad you shot it out before we ended the stream. All right, guys, that's the end of our spoiler review of the Dominatrix. I keep wanting to say Dominatrix.
Yeah,
the Dominatrix.
Maybe that's what you're thinking of.
That's hard to top, but I'm sure a Dominatrix could figure it out.
How about Evil Dom Rise?
Silence of the Family.
Dominic and Dragons? Nah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna think of one more.
Oh, you looking at some movie?
Dom and Boots.
Dom and Boots. Dom and Boots.
Dominic Forever.
Oh. Instead of Megan is just I don't know. I can't think of another one for Megan. You got a whole bunch of movies.
Top Don Maverick.
Top Dom Maverick. There you go. Dude, cracking yourself up.
Oh shit.
Oh, hold on.
Every Dom everywhere all at once.
That makes sense.
That does make sense.
That makes sense. The Fist and the Furious would be a great porn parody. And the Fist and the Furious.
The Fist and the Furious?
Yep. What else we
Instead
got?
of Doom, just Don.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Don.
But it would be a Doom parody, but the title would be Just Dom. You would have to say Just Dom.
Dom's out instead of
Knives out. Yeah.
Dom's out.
Dom's out.
Dom's out.
Oh
shit.
Dom Busters. What else we got? Come on, we got. I'll give you one more minute. One more minute.
Captain Dom
instead of Captain America.
Captain Family.
There you go.
Captain Family instead of Captain Marvel. There you go.
And then the Marvels. Then what would be how would you sequel?
Okay.
Dom in Black instead of Men in Black.
One
more minute. Come on, you got 20 seconds. Come on, before we close it out.
Jurassic Family. Nah.
Instead of The Incredibles, The Indomitables.
The Indomitables.
The Indomitables.
Rogue Dom.
Rogue Dom instead of Rogue One.
Back to the Family.
Yep.
I'm looking around here.
Looking at
the Dark Dom.
The Dark Dom. There you go. You redeemed yourself at the very end. Jedi Chris says Dom got his groove back. Stella got her Dom back.
Dom got. Oh, I'm gonna make it come full circle. You'll see.
That's what she said. All right, we gotta wrap it up. What you got?
Dom got his Groot back.
How Dom got his Groot back. There you go. All right.
Dom breaks the internet. The Fist and the Furious. I like that.
Yeah. All right, man. That's the show. That's the spoiler talk. Appreciate you guys in live chat. You guys, you made it real funny on this one. This was too funny. Peter Lane, Dom breaks the internet. Okay, I see. Okay, yeah, it just popped up on my end. I'll end it up on that. So for me, if you wanna find me online, you can always go to Chris W. Fagan on all the social medias or at t3medias.com. And look me .com or at T3Media if you want to hit me up on social media. Giovanni, if they want to find you online, where can they do it?
Gio the Giant on Instagram and also my YouTube channel at The Unoriginal Comics and TikTok and Instagram at The Unoriginal Comics.
Appreciate you guys. Peter Lang, Damien Hernandez, Jedi Chris from before Daniel. Appreciate you guys in the comment section. From before there was we had CJ Spiker and people. I know somebody's already fallen off. Who was there earlier before? What was it, Mike? I forgot. I want to give everybody. I can see Ethan Thomas. Giving you a shout out. Shout out to I said Damien Hernandez. And everybody who was watching us from the rundown before, appreciate you guys for checking us out for this 2-hour edition of the Fast and X spoiler talk. You guys made it
You guys
too
are
much
awesome.
fun.
Y'all's comments were so good. Yeah, we need to do another.
That's how
thing
we
like
should
this.
do our spoiler talks from
Yes.
now on. Yeah, come
Yeah.
up with these crazy.
Well, the
Oh,
next
should we
one-
just keep it going with Dom?
The next one we're gonna see is the Little Mermaid, so that's gonna be kind of interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting. The Little Mermaid.
we'll figure it out in post production.
The Dom and the Mermaid. Nah,
Yeah,
nah, that sucks.
the little Dom maid. Instead of flounder, it's
Don't
what?
forget Daniel. Hey, you know what? Daniel, he helps keeps the lights on.
Yeah. I said Daniel Hernandez. Yeah.
No, I think you're talking about my friend Daniel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I said Daniel Hernandez. I mean Damian Hernandez. Oh, Daniel. Okay. You're great. Appreciate you, Chris, for helping us out in the chats, man. This was fun. All right, guys. Have a good one. See you guys next week. There's gonna be some more uploads. I gotta chop up these segments and stuff pretty soon, so I'm gonna do some editing all weekend.
This is gonna be fun to see all these comments again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
until next time, guys. I would say good night and sayonara, mother effers. Woo!
Yeah.